Well, hello and welcome everyone to A to Z in Real Estate. I am Lizzie Cohen, and as always, I'm happy to be here every Saturday from 9:30 to 10 to talk about everything real estate and things that happen around the house. And hopefully, we are bringing information that will help you as you listen in. So, we have here in the studio Sean Matthews to help us with the program today. Hello,
Hey.
Sean.
Hey, Lizzie. Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday.
This Memorial Day weekend. So,
It is.
You know, we're getting ready to celebrate Memorial Day. I know when I was as a kid, we always had a Memorial Day parade. You know, to
Yes.
kind of kick. It was a kickoff of summer, but you know, I guess the meaning gets passed up a little bit. You know, of what Memorial Day really stands for. You know,
Yes.
It's for the people that didn't make it back that we. You know,
Exactly.
memorialize. So,
And I've always thought about that, Sean, that we use the term celebrating Memorial Day. In reality, if we stop and think about it,
Right.
it's really a time to mourn. I
Right.
think of the families that have lost loved ones
Mhm.
in battle, and this is a weekend that brings great sadness. And I'm sure
Right.
they're proud and they feel, you know,
Honored.
honored.
Yeah.
But it is for many families around the country. It's a sad weekend.
Right.
So
right.
hopefully, you know, we keep that in mind as well as we enjoy the extra free time with our
Truly.
family.
Truly, and we, you know, we thank them for their sacrifices, you know, so we can
Absolutely.
be sitting here today, right? So,
No doubt about it. They fought for our freedoms, and we better not take those freedoms for granted
right.
either. So thank you to all our veterans, and our salute to the families of those that lost their lives.
Right on. Right on.
So, well, we had to kind of switch gears quickly here today
Yeah.
because we had a guest, and we're not sure what happened to him. We hope he's doing well.
Right.
But we are going to talk about air conditioning.
Right. Okay.
Isn't that an
Yeah.
appropriate subject to talk about right now?
Right. The warm weather came in hard this week. So,
It sure did.
So I think we know where Matt might be, you know, helping, you know, the great people of Cleveland with their air conditioning needs. But I think we can work through it. You know, we know a lot about, you know, heat and air conditioning. We can talk about some of the maintenance and things like that. You know, when you think about, you know, heat and air conditioning, it really, you don't think about it till it won't come on, right?
Exactly. Like what happened to me last week.
Right.
And boy, I was happy to see the HVAC person when he arrived at the house and fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I wanted to talk about is understanding a little bit how an air conditioning unit works. Because many times when we understand how something works, we take better care of it. We're better equipped to provide good maintenance to
Sure.
it. So go ahead.
Hey, so I'll give you my layman's terms on it. You know, you know, I
Yes.
came up out of Florida, you know, and I spent 24 years in that market. So, you know, the air conditioning people were your best friends. You know, it
Absolutely.
was all the time. You know, we were having them serviced. And sure, a little bit about the systems. You know, in this area, you know, we seem to have two types of systems that are pretty common. You know, we have a package unit where everything's all in one outside. You see that really big square unit. And that's you know, that's the coil, the condenser, you know, the compressor, everything's in one box, and we turn it on when we want heat, and we turn it on when we want air conditioning. So package unit, you know, blows underneath the house and pushes up, so it's pushing that heat up and out of the house. And then you'll have what's called a split unit, where you have that air handler inside, you know, with your filter container, and a condensing unit outside.
Outside, so
Yeah.
it's a two unit system.
Two-piece system, yeah. And you know, a lot of two-story houses, you might have a combo of both, right? So we see a lot of those where there's a package unit, and then upstairs we'll have a split unit. So that split unit is pushing the air down. You know, that's they're in the ducts in the ceiling, and they're pushing the cold air, you know, down, you know, and then the package unit is pushing air up. So they work in conjunction with each other, as I understand it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I lived in Colorado many years, and over there the climate is dry and very hot.
Right.
So the typical air conditioning system is swamp coolers.
Okay.
And they utilize water, and they pump the water up to the roof, and then the roof has the fan, this system that cools that air,
Right.
and it distributes the air through the house. It brings extra humidity because
Right.
it's so dry over there,
Well, it's a
and
good-
it's cheaper also.
It's a good system. We had those. I'm familiar with them in Florida. Here I'm told that the water temperature coming out of the ground is about 52 degrees. So
It's nice and cool.
Nice and cool. So
Yeah.
that is an efficient way to take groundwater, run it through a cooling tower like that, and blow fans over it. Not real popular. I don't think the air conditioning guys would run up and try to sell you that system here, right?
Right,
'Cause
not here.
But I think we're going to see more of those though in the future.
You think so, even though we have a pretty good level of humidity in the air?
Yeah, I just think for efficiency wise, we might come back to a system like that. Some of the older units, were based on SEER, their efficiency ratings. So we just, not an expert on heat and air, but I think, the diversity, if you have a well, that was the big thing. In Florida, they would tap into the ground, they'd have a well, they'd pull that water up, run it through those cooling, systems, like you said, and the fans, and use that type of system. So it's just another way to do it, and it allowed you to disperse the water onto your lawn. So in a hot climate, even during a drought, you would be producing that extra water. So it was used on for secondary purposes, gardens or grass. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we know that the key to any appliance or any system is maintenance. It's to pay attention to, how it's running, and do certain things to keep it, extend the life of it, and keep it running optimally. So
Right.
what are some of the things that we need to be mindful of in order to keep our air conditioning system running
Sure.
efficiently?
So I have a service plan. They come out twice a year. They tune me up for the heating system, and then in spring for the AC system. And you tool around with that air conditioning guy, and they're coming out and they're checking those Freon levels. The Freon.
The refrigerants.
The refrigerants, right?
Yes.
And making sure that there's no leaks. So they're going through that system. They're looking at your fan motors, to make sure that they're not, at the end of their life expectancy. And then, of course, the simple things like your filters, and your
Right. Keep
your-
up with
your air-
changing the filters.
yeah, your air conditioning grades. And then in this area, vegetation, because that is a cooling unit outside. Are there plants around it? Is there vegetation growing up in it? And
Here's one thing to that
Yeah,
that
sure.
I was discussing with Matt, that one of the main problems is when people have these units not protected, not surrounded by any fence or anything,
Right.
and then when they're mowing their lawn,
Sure. They bump
all
into
those
it.
little blades,
Oh, okay.
accumulate inside the unit, and it could be a brand new unit, and you do 2-3 times, a complete discharge of blades into it,
Right.
and it's going to
And it-
go out.
And a
It's gonna-
coil is very expensive to replace, so you're right. Those are very thin, the cooling fans, on that outside unit. So if a rock hits it, you're right, it definitely can get a little pinhole in it, and
Right.
now we're calling the AC guy.
So what he was recommending is to build a little fence around it,
Okay.
just to keep all
Nice.
the grass to clog the system.
You're right.
Yep.
And again, every year, you think you're out there mulching and getting your house ready for spring. So, tune that up too. Pull the weeds out of there, and be concerned about it. I had my house pressure washed last week, and they were careful, to go around the units, and didn't hit them with any direct pressure and stuff like that. The guy was very knowledgeable, but he was also cautious, knowing that, they are,
Yes.
very sensitive as well to, pressure washing and things like that.
Absolutely. So another thing I was going to ask Matt, and of course I'm asking you now, is what are the most common problem that you think people have when their air conditioning goes out? What's the root cause of that?
Sure. So, depending on the age of the system, if it's older, you might see some different problems. But usually it's a really hot day, right? And there's a lot of people, turning on their systems. I've had bills where they said the capacitor blew. It was an electrical problem, that it couldn't take the load, the on-off, pressure, and it blew the capacitor, to it. So, that's limiting the electric, in and out of it. And that's a simple fix, for it. So, but you definitely, if that happens, it's going to stop. And some people, the fan will still run. They'll say, my fan's running, but no cold air is coming.
Right, exactly. That's a capacitor issue.
Well, that could be something completely different.
That could be a
Right.
refrigerant, coolant that needs to be replaced or refilled.
Right. So, just like our bodies, if there's not enough Freon, in that system, it's going to shut down. Right, it's going to just turn off, and it's not going to allow it to go across those cooling units. But the fan will still blow. It's blowing hot air. Right.
Right.
So
that's what mine was doing last week.
So a lot of times, if they're leaking a little bit of Freon, they'll leak and leak and leak, and they'll get to the point where they're just not going to, allow it to come on or cool properly. So it'll shut back off, and that could be, a leak in a couple different places.
Gotcha. What is the typical lifetime for a split system?
So, like the one in my house is 17 years old, my upstairs unit. But we did a major overhaul probably 5 years ago, where they changed out that coil outside, or the condensing unit coil outside, and it was $800 repair, but it was a very efficient unit. And it was cheaper than replacing it, and here I am five years later, and it's still working just great. Knock on wood.
Yeah. So replacing it, we're talking about $4,000 to $5,000
easily. Yeah.
For this particular model that is a two unit system.
Yeah, split unit system.
Which is what we use here normally in Tennessee.
Right, and then just like those package units, replacing a package unit, that can be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, to replace those. So it could be costly. I have two systems in my house, and I would imagine spending over $10,000 to replace those two units pretty quickly. And if you went efficient and 10-year warranties and things like that, you might be a little bit higher than that. So.
Right.
Definitely something to look at. But the other things, a lot of times when it's real hot, those units will ice up. They'll freeze up outside. That even though it's a hot day, they're drawing so much air across those coils that they will just clog up and freeze. And you'll see that, like you walking down the street, you'll see a lot of ice around one. It's working very hard, and it froze up, and that will also shut it down. And sometimes it's as simple as leaving it off, let that melt away, and it'll come back.
Turn it back on.
But again, something caused that to happen. Maybe low Freon. There was another issue with it that made that happen. So you'll see that a little bit. And then again, these are creating water, right? You've seen the water that discharges off of the system, and it's dripping outside next to the unit. A lot of times that tube will get clogged up. The discharge tube will get clogged up, and that'll shut down the system. There's a float in there, so if the water's going to overflow, and if it's up in your attic and it's going to flood, that float switch will come on, and again, that means that drain line's clogged out. So you'll see guys bleach those out. They'll blow them out with air.
Clean them out.
Clean them out, yeah. And that's something that happens in that maintenance. So when they come to your house and they're servicing your unit, usually they're pouring a little bit of bleach down that line to get it cleaned out for summer, because that water gets stagnant, and it's gonna start to make algae and clog up. So
very interesting. Well, I'm getting a little warm here as we speak.
Yeah,
the air conditioning here is it could be a little lower the temperature right now. But anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Spring is the favorite season for many people. Flowers in bloom, bright and beautiful colors everywhere, the sounds of birds chirping in the air, and the nice cool climate energizing most people to enjoy the outdoors. But the beauty of spring also comes with pollen in the air. Many people struggle with allergies, constant coughing, and the like. But thankfully, we can fight back. A simple vapor bath or inhaling the steam from boiling water for about 5 minutes will clear your nose and throat and give you the relief that you need. If you can, add a few drops of essential oil of peppermint, rosemary, or mint, and the effect will be long-lasting. Don't let the pollen in the air ruin your enjoyment of God's creation during the spring. This segment was brought to you by Coldwell Banker Kinard Cares.
Nancy Collins is a branch manager at Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Her goal is to help you find the right financing options to fit your unique needs. Contact her today at 706-280-9763 to learn more. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing opportunity lender. LO NMLS number 195344. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Georgia Resident Mortgage Licensee number 21158. Branch location 307 West Emory Street, Unit C, Dalton, Georgia 30720.
Coldwell Banker Kinard Realty, serving the local real estate needs since 1974, offering residential, commercial, and land purchase. The market keeps hitting new highs and inventory is low. Maybe it's time to check what your current market value is. Talk to the professionals at Coldwell Banker Kinard. Let them guide you on your next move. Coldwell Banker Kinard, we never stop moving. Leave your mark on the world of real estate. Call them at 423-476-5532. Located 2650 Peerless Road Northwest.
Welcome back to the show, A to Z in Real Estate. Sean and I are talking about air conditioning units and how to take good care of them so we don't have to deal with units that are not working and getting overheated and not being able to sleep at night because it's too warm around the house. So Sean, thank you for the advice you've been giving to the audience.
Anytime.
Is there anything else that you want to add? A recap of what we discussed the first 15 minutes.
No, and you know, I just think, you know, it's better to be proactive and try to prevent, you know, a breakdown of your system, right? So, you know, when these people offer those, you know, service checkups and things like that, I would recommend doing that. You know, I mean, have a friend, you know, that's your air conditioner partner, you know, for, you know, just looking at your system, because once they're in there and they know it, you know, they can kind of recommend, you know, what to do, and you know, efficiency is going to, you know, pay off in a couple of different ways. So, you know,
now, it comes to mind, you know, the people that are first-time homeowners, and they really don't think about this kind of situation. They're so excited about owning their home and, you know, enjoying, but the last thing in their mind is, oh yeah, we have to have a checklist of things that we have to do every season of the year to keep this house running as it should. Right. So this is one of the major ones, because in the summer, if your air conditioning unit is not working, there are going to be some very uncomfortable days for the family.
Well, and
same thing with the heating in the wintertime.
And the anxiety, you know, when it won't work and you're calling somebody on a holiday weekend.
Look at Matt. He was supposed to be here, and he's so busy that he couldn't make it. Right,
and we knew that might happen.
Yeah.
But you know, and with those first-time home buyers, we try to protect them with a home warranty. You know, so we can offer them a little peace of mind that, you know, if it does break, you know, they've got somebody to advocate for them and help them get it fixed.
And how that works though is, when we offer it, you know, it's usually the first year when after they buy the house. If something breaks down, one of the systems, including the HVAC system, they call the company, the home warranty company. They pay a service call fee, but the labor and everything else is covered by the home warranty for that year. Now, if after that year you're happy with the company and you want to extend it, you're welcome to. But
and that's a good point. You know, not all homes are sold with a home warranty, but I highly recommend it. You know, because
especially if it's an older home.
Sure. Sure. And, in home, the buyers can buy it, the seller can offer it as an incentive. There's a lot of ways to get one. And, anyone curious about it, can reach out to us, and ask us more about it.
Absolutely.
Because it's important. I love getting the updates from the home warranty company that so-and-so, called in, they had a claim and we paid out X amount of dollars,
Yeah,
So, and they do update us on those, on the success calls. So it's rewarding.
And by the way, if anybody would like to have a consultation with us, it's
Sure.
free. We offer 1 hour free consultation, and they can call us. My number is 423-414-1002. You can call or text me. And Sean, go ahead and give your information.
Sure. Easiest way to reach me is at the office, 2650 Peerless Road, here in Cleveland. But 423-476-5532 is my number. And, there's easiest way to reach me is through that switchboard. And, give us a call. It's very important, whatever your real estate needs are, sit down with somebody, come into the office, and, we'll get to know you and know how we can help you.
Yeah. And when we say real estate, don't think only about selling or buying a house, although that's our main focus. That's what we do. We assist sellers and buyers in the process of home buying and selling. But we also enjoy and can help with providing information about vendors who can assist you with drywall, with roofing needs, flooring,
Right.
etc. We have a long list of vetted vendors, if you will, that people that we trust, that we work with, that we can recommend. And anything that has to do with the house, with
Sure.
the running a house smoothly, we're here to help you.
Right on. And of course, we have property management and commercial real estate. So come on in, take a minute and introduce yourself, see how we can help. But I think we got some promotions this week, right?
Yes, we do.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what you've got, but I know what I have. I
Oh.
got a $25 Lowe's gift card.
Nice.
And, for those little projects that we like to tackle during the warm
Oh, yeah.
the warm months, it'll help somebody.
Right. Well, and Lowe's is a great, partner. Speaking about Memorial Day weekend, they offer a 10% discount to veterans.
To veterans,
And they
yes.
always ask that, so I think that's really cool. My father-in-law loved to go there and show his, military ID card to get his discount. So good supporters of it, so we're honoring them and, that gift card. So how could somebody win that?
Well, they call us for a free consultation.
Okay.
And we sit down with them, and they get the card.
Nice. Okay. So, and then I've got a pair of Lookouts tickets, for the, I think it's the June 11th game. It's a Friday night game. And I like to pick the Friday night games because they have fireworks.
Yes.
So they do fireworks
That's
after
right.
the game. So it's the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. So all you, Wahoo fans, out there. But this is just a pair of tickets, general admission to come on in and see the game. And we're going to do a like and share on Facebook for these. Is that
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yes.
so it's the A to Z page, right? The Facebook page.
A to Z in real estate. That's right.
And like and share, and then we'll pick somebody from the Saturday's, posts, at random for the 2 Lookouts tickets. For
Yes,
that.
and we will announce the names of the winners, so the audience know that somebody is actually getting the prize.
Right, good point. And the actual value of Lookouts tickets are $8 a piece. So we want to stay within our parameters for gifts on the air.
That's
so
right.
It's $16 value. Lookouts tickets, like or share the real estate and A to Z page, and you could be eligible to win a pair. So pretty
Great.
cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Hey, good stuff. We're going to take another quick break to show our featured listing of the week, and we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Welcome to 3320 Edgewood Circle Northwest. This 4-bedroom, 6-bath, beautiful home offers 4,000 square feet of space filled with exquisite details such as Italian tiled floors and countertops, a lovely antique fountain, an impressive crystal chandelier, a den, and a large office area with plenty of storage, including a cedar closet. You will fall in love with this beautiful home and all that it has to offer. To schedule your private tour, please call 423-414-1002.
Welcome back to the show, and it's time for us to wrap it up. But before we do, we want to go back to the subject of the fact that we're celebrating Memorial Day weekend, and we don't take this lightly.
No.
We want to really honor our veterans, the people that make a career of serving the country,
Right.
and risking their lives. And in many times, that's why we have Memorial Day weekend. They lose their lives
Right.
in the process. So we are very blessed to have such an amazing military, armed forces in this country. Young people that have that calling
Oh,
to
definitely.
go out and defend our freedoms.
Yeah.
Freedoms don't come free; they come with a price.
Right. And I've got a bunch of veterans in my family. My father served. I've got two sisters,
I didn't know
that served
that.
in the military. And my father-in-law was a highly decorated Green Beret,
Wow.
and then when he came out and retired, he taught ROTC at Red Bank High School, and he was on, he taught the rifle team. So he really, took those practices and principles and, helped a lot of students throughout it.
Yes.
And, he had a very disciplined approach to anything, and as a father-in-law, he really, tolerated me, but I really appreciated his military background. They never talk about it, they don't look for the pats on the back,
Yeah.
but
It's amazing.
Yeah, but
Military people are just
Yeah.
a very special breed of people.
Yep.
My son served in the Navy
Oh, wow, awesome.
for 3 years, and I'm very proud of him.
Right.
He's right now studying abroad with the GI Bill, and he is intending to go back to the Navy as an officer. So I'm very proud of him, and in conversations with him, I'm blown away many times when he says, it's worth, you have to have a calling in your life, and this is something that I consider worth my time, worth my while to protect the United States of America.
Right, and that's the beauty of it. A lot of the guys are committed, for their whole career. One of my past customers, retired Air Force, captain, the military police, and we did a ride across Georgia with him, and he wore his Air Force, bicycling uniform the whole time. And so many people reached out to him, and where were you stationed? What did you do?
Yes.
It's just amazing to hear the stories. He would never tell me, but talking to us, his people, about it, just, overwhelming, where they went, what they've seen, what they did.
It really is amazing.
Yep.
Every time I have the opportunity, when I see somebody in uniform, I go and say thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
And it really blesses them. They, helps them realize that there are people that are grateful for your sacrifice, what you're doing. We don't take it for granted. So with that, we are going to end our program today. We appreciate you tuning in. We will be here next Saturday, Lord willing, and we just wish that you enjoy the rest of the weekend with your loved ones. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Nancy Collins is a branch manager at Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Her goal is to help you find the right financing options to fit your unique needs. Contact her today at 706-280-9763 to learn more. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 2289, is an equal housing opportunity lender. LO NMLS number 195344. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Georgia Resident Mortgage Licensee number 21158. Branch location 307 West Emory Street, Unit C, Dalton, Georgia 30720.
Have you seen the new Coldwell Banker North Star signs? Coldwell Banker Kinard Realty has been serving the East Tennessee and North Georgia area since 1974 with 5 offices in Cleveland, Tennessee, Dalton, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Calhoun, Georgia. With the latest technology, CBKR's 145 licensed agents are ready to serve all your real estate needs. Call today, 423-476-5532. They offer residential, commercial, and land and property management. Call and speak to one of their licensed professionals today.